Hi, this is Larissa Coe. I'm going to show you some of my tips for creating assignments for online courses. The first one is to really take advantage of Google Slides. Here's an example of a slideshow that we're using in a different way than usual. So it's an interactive lesson. Within the slideshow, we have a link to the video, which is where the students get a teacher explanation of how to do each of the things. The teacher walks them through filling out the notes for this and teaching them the concepts that they need. So what that looks like in Canvas is this. This unit is on story elements, so this whole week they learn about story elements. When they click on the story elements lesson, what they have is a link to the assignment and the video. This link forces a copy of the slideshow into the students' Google Drives. So then the students go through this slideshow and type in all of the areas where the teacher types as she gives the lesson. This is really cool for things like graphic organizers as well, even if there's not a video associated with it. Google Slides is much easier to navigate, I feel, than a lot of other different sources when it comes to putting things in boxes and creating plot diagrams or whatever kind of graphic organizer you want. And it's really cool too using this method because it's a really translatable skill. Experienced teachers can give really good lessons and students still need that. They become interactive when students have a copy of the slideshow that they're filling out. In addition to that, at the end you can add independent practice. So after you're done giving your presentation, you can say, okay, now it's up to you. Go ahead and complete the last 3 slides of the slideshow. And then students from there finish that and submit the whole thing. So then when students submit, they're graded on filling out the slideshow. You can also add a criteria for them to finish the independent practice if they do some of that. Next piece of advice that is pretty unique to online courses is to have students fill in and then resubmit the same assignment over the course of the course, and then color code the sections that they need to fill out for that week. For example, this is a novel analysis project that students will be completing throughout the course of about a month. So what I did is I have students make a copy of this project, and then I color coded the boxes that they need to have filled in for the weeks that they're going to be resubmitting this assignment. So for week 1, they have to choose a book and put the basic information here. For week 2, they take a picture of themselves with the book to show that they have it. And then weeks 4, 5, and 6, they summarize the portion of text, whereas on the first week is when they decided what page numbers they would read. And then it's similar for theme development, setting, characters, and plot. This is really cool because it gives student choice. They can choose their own books and still complete the assignment. And also it's really easy for students to follow along. Each week they come back to the same document in their Google Drive and it's very clear what is due that week. And then they're not saving the whole project to the end. You can check their progress along the way. So for theme development, I have their sections over here, and I also created an example right here where I filled out the whole thing based on a book so they know exactly what's expected of them. You got to remember, in online courses, you don't have the same amount of interaction with students, or at least not the same kind. So it's really important to give examples of what you want to see, even within the assignments. I'm going to show a couple more examples of ways that I've put assignments together in Google Docs. At this point, I always make the boxes where the students need to type colorful. I find that it's really helpful for communication. The students know exactly where they're supposed to fill things in, And when grading, it's a lot easier to find the things that we're looking for. It's really easy to do this too. All you do is click Insert, Table, you just click one box. Then you click inside the box, come over to this paint bucket, the background color, and I always choose one of these ones so that students can still see where they type. And that's all you have to do. In this one, the colors aren't that meaningful, whereas the other ones pertain to when they had to have it due. I don't think it matters that much what colors you choose, but I just have noticed that leaving boxes that are colored for students to type in has been really helpful for both of us. And here's another type of assignment that took me a long time to figure out. I was trying to figure out how to teach students how to annotate. And what I decided on is this. So I have the copy of the text along with the source down below. And then I instruct students to first highlight and comment on the text as they read. This is linked to a video that shows how to comment. Then students can come through, select things that stand out to them, write comments. And then when they submit this to Canvas, you can see their comments on here as well. This is cool because they're getting the experience of annotating without all of the hassle of printing and using highlighters and pencils to scratch in the margins. Instead, they can do it all online. And then I have a dialectical journal. You notice I break down the instructions. I have instructions and then they do it. I have more instructions and then they do it. And then another one, part 3 analysis activities. I have this broken down as well. This way is nice because students get step-by-step instructions without having to worry about what's next or keep everything straight in their mind. It just flows in a logical way. If I want to make a copy of this assignment to do a different dialectical journal for another text, it's really easy to use Google Docs to do that, which is part of the reason that I do it in the first place. So I go File, Make a Copy, then I'll say whatever the new text name is, Dialectical Journal. I can click OK, and then it pulls up a perfect copy of the assignment that I just did. So I would change this out. I would change the text and put these in here. I put them in a table so that I can separate the line numbers or paragraph numbers. This one I can leave the same because it applies to any text, but I might want to adjust the number of boxes that I want students to fill in. And then I would change up the questions and activities for the analysis activities portion. Then I would come over to my course. Let's say I want to put it in here. So I'll add an assignment, add the item, and then what I would do to save time is go back to the last dialectical journal. Let's say that this was my dialectical journal assignment page. I click Edit. Then I see this originally, but what I want to do is switch from this to HTML editor. You'll notice it goes from having all of these handy buttons to having a lot of computer talk. That's what I want because then I can copy this, go back to my new assignment, hit HTML editor, paste, and then when you go back to Rich Content Editor, you'll see that I have the exact copy of the assignment that I copied now in here. So then all I need to do is add the new title, change around the assignment instructions. So log into Gmail, click the link below to make a copy of the following document into your Google Drive. That's actually the exact same instructions I already need. So I'll just change this. And then the next step is to link to the new document. Now, a lot of people really want to know how to make it so students are forced to make a copy, and I am going to show you how. So you go to Share. You want to make it accessible to the public or anyone with the link. Copy this link. Go back to the assignment and hit Control K or link to URL. Paste in here, and here is the trick. So after this last slash, it says edit USP equals sharing. I delete everything after that last slash and make it say copy instead. This way they can't make any changes to the original document, and they automatically have it saved in their Google Drive as soon as they click that link. So those are some of my tips. The last one that I think is really a good time saver is to reuse rubrics. So instead of restarting each rubric like this, go to find a rubric. Find a rubric that's similar to the one that you want to do. So for my dialectical journals, I usually want to start with another dialectical journal rubric because it's got similar standards. Scroll down and click use this rubric, and now I have this new one. So I'd want to edit this, change the title, and then I can change these around as well, but it's a lot less work to do it this way. I already have all of these set how I want them. Some of these are going to be similar. And then I update the rubric and I am done. I hope that you found some of these useful. I appreciate you watching. If you have any questions, please add them in the comments and I'd be happy to answer.